What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about the body code. This is created by Dr. Bradley Nelson, who also created the emotion code. So welcome, everybody. I am Samantha, and I am here to help you let go of the past so you can heal yourself and level up your life. The body code uses a subconscious mind through muscle testing to uncover what you're holding on to from the past that's creating physical, emotional, or mental symptoms in your body. Now, this goes a step further, like a giant leap forward or further than the emotion code, where we just focus on those trapped emotions, the emotions you created, didn't know what to do with, and you decide to hold on to them. The body code is very detailed with what specifically you are holding on to. Are you holding on to limiting beliefs? Do you have an entity? Do you have an unhappy meridian, and so forth? Now, when I mean detailed, I don't want you to think that I'm digging up into your skeleton closet and I'm going to know all your deepest, darkest secrets. No. Detailed, like I said, with is it a meridian point? Is it a chakra that's unhappy? Or do you have an entity, and so forth? So there are 6 different categories. We have emotional wellness, we have circuit or system, pathogens, toxins, nutrition and lifestyle, and misalignments. And within each category are subcategories within subcategories within subcategories. So we get very detailed. And this is a way for us to uncover more of what's going on in our energetic system and our physical body by talking with the subconscious mind. Now, this is a tool to help us communicate with the subconscious mind. And when I say that, it means that there's some things that may repeat. There's some things you're just like, well, I don't know if I really resonate with that. When there are statements involved, like with an idea allergy or a will to energy, there are charts with different statements that represents that energy. And so you're just like, I don't know if I really resonate with that. It's just a tool. Your mind is taking an energy within your body and like, how can I relate this to the body code? What nickname or what should I use to represent this energy? Because that's all we're doing. We're representing the energy. We're identifying this energy so we can remove it. So sometimes it won't make sense to us right away, but with further discussion, it will make sense. So it's like, okay, how will this relate to the body code? And I'm trying to pick up my chart here. So it's kind of like, okay, how can I relate the body code with this ball of energy? And it's like, okay, I feel like if I had to put something on this, I would say that this is a broadcast message, and then go forward and we would get more in depth with what that broadcast message is. I always tell people, don't be married to any of the statements that are uncovered, meaning these can be very customizable. There are charts of statements here it's a large chart, but compared to what it could be, it's very small. All of our experiences are different and no one has the same experience. And so that's why we can get repeated statements just because it's such a small chart. So if we come up with something that is like a no will to be healthy, this is one of the ones that comes up a lot, and people look at me like, well, what the heck do you think I'm doing? I'm here working with you. I want to be healthy. And I'm like, I know, hold on, let's discuss it. So sometimes it's not the actual statement. Being healthy, it's the issue. That's the issue. It's what would you have to bring in if you were healthy, and what would you have to let go of? Let's use weight loss. That is a big one. So people who are trying to lose weight, they're eating correctly and they're exercising, but the weight just can't seem to come off, or they're good for a little bit and they just give up. And so the mind's like, well, if you are your ideal weight, if you are happy with that ideal weight, with the way you look, what would you have to bring in? Maybe you would bring in unwanted attention. Maybe that would mean you would be seen. Maybe that would mean going into a relationship. Like if you're single and it's like, okay, time to look for a relationship, and you're kind of scared to go out there. Maybe it's now you don't have excuses not to go out, like complaining, because we all sometimes use things that we have in our life as an excuse to do something. So it's like, well, now we don't have an excuse to do that. And so what would you have to let go of? Maybe you would have to let go of your mornings. And sometimes maybe you wake up in the morning and you watch your favorite TV show and you take your time getting ready, and you would use that time to, now you would have to use that time to go to the gym. Maybe you would have to let go of your favorite foods. Maybe you would have to let go of X, Y, and Z. And also, if you are struggling with money, the mind's like, well, if we lose weight, we're going to have to get new clothes and we don't have the money for that. So that's what I mean by these statements can be customizable, and we can't look at them for what they are. We have to discuss them and kind of figure out how can it relate to you. And if we can't think of it, that is okay. We are just using the body code as a tool to identify these energies so we can release it. And a lot of times people are like, man, I don't care, just identify it so we can release it. But if you want to go further, it's kind of like thinking outside the box of like, what about being healthy is my mind trying to protect me from? And sometimes we have experiences and our mind will form conclusions about the world that we're not consciously aware of, but subconsciously there are a bunch of defense mechanisms to prevent us from moving forward or preventing us from getting hurt. We don't want to get hurt again. The mind wants us to survive. So just don't be married to the statements. That's what I always say. Don't be married to it. We're getting rid of it. Okay. So what we do is we can work on anything, any physical, emotional, or mental symptom. We can also work on beliefs, limiting beliefs that you may have, negative thoughts you may have. Really, the sky is the limit with energy healing. We're basically just finding a way to communicate with the mind, be like, hey, this is my issue. Let's fix it. What's contributing to this so we can get rid of it, so I can heal myself, so you can heal yourself and start living your best life. And so let's do I always do like the basic love and relationships, but let's do health, since we were talking about a will to be healthy. Be like, hey, I can't seem to lose weight. I can't seem to get my health in alignment. What is going on? So we ask the subconscious mind, hey, is there something going on contributing to this? And it will say yes. And then we ask for permission to work on it. Like, hey, can we work on this? And 9 times out of 10, it will say yes. The only reasons why it says no, as if that we have to work on something else first. And we would just be like, okay, well, is there something we need to work on first in order to, before we can work on that? Just do the muscle test, ask the questions. And if it says yes, then you clear that up. And if it says no, then it could be the other one where you're just tapped out. You're tapped out. You can't work on anything anymore. And that's okay. We have to respect the subconscious mind because it knows you, and there can be a processing period with energy healing. So maybe if we were to work on this, you may be hurting a little bit. But this is usually, I'll see this later in the session, not at the beginning where it's like, nope, can't work on it. Well, are we tapped out? Yes, we're tapped out. Like, I've never experienced that. It's always been towards the end of a session. Anyways, so we got the permission, and now we're going to follow the breadcrumbs of the subconscious mind by process of elimination. So I kind of have the chart here. So in my mind, I will just say, is it on the right side, left side? And then I will just look at each icon, and when I get a positive read, then that's where the subconscious mind is telling me to go, like it's in this category. So we'll do energy, and then we come up with, here you go, can you see it? Then we're going to come up with a subcategory with even more imbalances. Do the muscle testing again. And so let's do, what do I want? We'll do mental. Okay, because there's even more. And then now we have even more. We have even more options. And so let's do where I talked about before, a no will to energy, a no will to be healthy. And so at the bottom here, there are some, you just have to take my word for it. There's a chart, just like the emotion code chart. There's different statements within columns and rows, and with process of elimination, we find out what this is. So we'll do no will to be healthy. We discussed that. Okay. So we identify this energy and we ask, is there anything else that we need to know more about this energy? Sometimes we need to know the age. Sometimes we need to know the emotional theme. It really depends. But a lot of times this is it. The subconscious mind's like, nope, we don't need to know anything else. They're like, cool, great, awesome. Now, is there anything contributing to this? Is there anything fueling this? That will be the next question. Also note any associated imbalances. So anything fueling this. And then we do the muscle testing. If it is a yes, there is something else fueling this, then we go back to the beginning of the body code and we start the process all over again to find out what this is. This can be a trapped emotion. It can be a meridian. It could be anything. Once we identify that and we see if there's anything we need to know more about this. So let's say a trapped emotion comes up of insecurity. So trapped emotion comes up of insecurity. We find out the age and it was around 12 years old. And then we ask the subconscious mind, is there anything else we need to know about this? It's like, nope, that's all you need to know. Cool. Awesome. Is there anything contributing to this trapped emotion of insecurity? And if it says no, then we go ahead and we release that right away because this is the fuel source of the no will to be healthy energy. Once we release that, then we go back to the no will to be healthy and ask the same question. Is there another imbalance fueling this? If it's a yes, we do the process all over again. And if we did get a yes with the trapped emotion, we just do the process all over again and kind of keep uncovering everything that's associated with everything else and till we get to the point where it's like, nope, you come to the end of the line. Now start releasing everything. And so once we got rid of everything that's fueling the no will to energy, we ask, are there any other imbalances? And then if it says yes, then we continue through the process. Now with this process, you just kind of keep going. Maybe there's a handful of things, maybe there's a lot of things. Everything is all connected. And so even though we may be focusing on our health, we can also be focusing on our lower back pain, and we can also be focusing on any mental symptoms that we have as well, or any limiting beliefs that we have. So that's why energy healing is so powerful, because even though we're focusing on one thing, everything is connected, and we could be focusing and help resolve anything else going on in the body. So once we gather everything and the subconscious mind is happy, we begin releasing them one by one using magnets. Now, I take magnets and I run it down my right hand, or if it is in an in-person session, I'll run it down their right hand, working with those meridian points. You can go over the governing meridian as well if you choose to, but I just do the hand because it's just faster. It's faster for me. And so we release them one by one. Once we're done, we go ahead and check to see if it is released, if everything was released. And then we will ask if there's anything else going on contributing to health. And if it is a yes, then we do the process all over again. And if it is a no, then we're done. And then we can work on something else. Now, that could be a one and done. That was the ones that were causing the most havoc. And there could be more later on, meaning your mind's like, okay, at this moment, these are all the things that are contributing to your health. That no will to be healthy, maybe struggling to lose weight, and it releases it. And that's it. And so as your body starts processing and releasing stuff, because your body will start releasing things even after the session, it may come back and be like, okay, actually there's a couple of more things that are contributing to this, but that might be the only thing that was needed. And these are just like minor things that you can resolve on your own. Sometimes you need multiple sessions in order to release it. It really just depends, because all of us are different and we have our own different experiences. I have people who are one and dones, and I have people who need a couple of sessions. I just really love the body code because it shows how much everything is connected. We'll use our example, we will be working on weight loss, and maybe we come up with a meridian that has to do with weight loss, like struggle losing weight, but it also comes up with maybe lower back pain, fatigue, being in the fight, flight, or freeze response. And that's something that you may be experiencing, and you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that that's connected. Like, those are all the symptoms that I have, and we're only focusing on weight loss, but we're going to be resolving all the other issues that you may have. And that's what's so powerful about the body code and energy healing in general, just because you can resolve so many symptoms that you have in your body, and just with one topic. The other thing that I really like about the body code is that it has emotion code and the belief code within it. So it really does pack a punch. It has everything about you, mind, body, and soul, everything in the physical body, everything in the energetic body, and then beyond. So it's really a one-stop shop to uncover what you're holding on to from the past and release it so you can start healing yourself. If you would like to work with me, all the information is in the description below, how to find me, how to ask me questions. And if you do have any questions for me, please leave them in the comments and I will get to them as soon as I can. So thank you guys all for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.